L'chaim v'livracha. I made a blessing to life and for blessings. Why are you here? And how are you here? Why we're here? And one word. What would that word be? In one word. One word could be to serve. Another word could be partnership. Why means purpose. What's your purpose? To serve. How do you serve? Partnership. Perhaps in one word, you can use those terms, right? In other words, we're here for a purpose. Why are you here? Think about it. There's, billions of people. There's much more in that of creation. And for some reason, I'm a part of all of this. Why? So to serve, to partner with God in creation, which is awesome. To serve means it's not about me. Partnership means it's all about me. Huh, what a contradiction. All truths come in contradictions. All truths come in contradictions. What a contradiction. It's totally not about me and totally about me at the same time. Wow. Does that make you a narcissist then? No. Because it's really not about us, it's about our service, then that service could be all about us. That's how crucial it is. Which is a very great empowerment. Phenomenal idea. Welcome to Tanya today. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you for Chabad Zecher Gedesh in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. We continue in chapter 48. Why were you created? So that's the easier to understand and appreciate. We're here to serve. Serve a higher purpose, what God needs from us. Right? Human condition is we want to be served. The divine condition is we're here to serve. At the same time, that service is total partnership, total responsibility in the service. But in our chapter, what we're discussing is how are you here? Not why, how? How'd you get here? Some will say, well, I have a mother and a father, I got here. That's not a good enough answer. How'd they get here? Well, they had a mother and father. Okay, so you're going to go all the way back, right? Oh, so of course, then you're going to all of a sudden, bring the G word, God, of course, from God. That itself is a bit of a, how do you understand that? Now we could take on faith, which, of course, the basis of everything is, yes, the faith that we have that, yes, we're here because of God, no question about that. But we are Chabad. We are Chabad. You know, what's the proof you're Chabad? You're here learning Chabad teachings. You're here learning the Bible of Chabad teachings, the Tanya. Meaning, Chachma bin Avidas, wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, that we have to understand as best as we can this idea of how we got here. So you can't just say, well, God. Yeah, 100% true. Can't argue that one. But how? So where are we in this? God is infinite and we are finite. Now, of course, there's nothing holding back God from an infinite God to make a finite creation and a finite person like me. Even though sometimes in our own minds, boy, do we think we're not finite. Yeah, we're everything. We're infinite. Sometimes we, right? And on a certain level, it's true. But how do we get here? If God created, as we are aware in creation of cause and effect, a link chain between the cause, the greater thing that makes an effect, but they're really linked together, then the infinite would be link. As far down as you want to go, there'll still be an infinite quality there in creation. So God doesn't create in the cause and effect, but he creates through contraction. How did you get here in one word? Contraction. God contracted upon himself, which, by the way, interesting to note. Wow. Wow. That's how you got here physically. Your mother had contractions, and through that contractions, you came out. Mirroring and reflecting this idea. Amazing. Hi. Okay. So that's very powerful. Very powerful. Come here from now to understand all the levels of contraction and all the meaning of that. That's not here the time for that, says the Alter Rebbe. But in general, what it means is that contraction means obscuring and concealing the flow of the divine light and vitality. That's the general idea, right? Because if that light of God, the infinite light of God, were pervade from within us, guess what? That infinite light was within me, was in you and creation. We wouldn't be finite, right? And we'd be aware of the infinite. So what is remaining when God creates something from nothing, creates me, creates you and the entire universe, is a minute ray of light from the contraction. That's what happens. It's infinitesimal compared to what that light comes from before the contraction. Infinite light. Now, even to say 1 in a million is relative to a million. There's a relationship between them. This is, this is to infinity. Even to say million or, a billion and a trillion to infinity is nothing. Now, maybe you'd like to have $1 billion or more, right? And you might be satisfied with that, but not in reference to infinite. 1 and a trillion before the infinite are equal. No difference, right? Totally counted as nothing. So it indeed is utterly insignificant. The quality of the minute illumination after the contraction of the infinite that clothes itself in the higher and lower worlds that gives us life. When you compare that to the infinite order of things, that infinite order of God, his infinite light, is not in us. The minute ray of light of God is from within. But the infinite is makif, surrounds us. What does it mean it's encompassing us? Doesn't mean in a spatial way, right? Encompassing means like, something that's over or encompassing, like a glow that encompasses you. It's beyond you, it's not in you, right? That's spatially. But when we speak about the infinite light of God, spatially it is here, but its impact is not here. Meaning, what does it mean it's not here? Not here in a way that it affects us, that we are aware of it. We cannot be aware of that. It's too powerful. Because if it were, then we'd be part like a ray of light within the sun, and we'd be completely nothing in our source. Is our source here? Is the infinite of God's light here? Absolutely. Encompassing. Not encompassing in a spatial way, meaning beyond, right? We refer it to beyond, but, you know, but it means it is obscured from us. It's hidden from us while it's here at the same time. Wow. It's not invested in us because invested meaning it becomes a part of our awareness, part of our, something we can grasp, but it's something beyond us that we can't grasp, not aware of, but yet totally here. That concludes today's thought. So why are you here? Contraction. Did God contract and remove himself? No, he's totally here, but he's concealed, hidden, the core essence of God. All we can perceive and grasp and get is a glimmer, a ray that is not 1 in a million to the essence of God, but 1 or a billion compared to the infinite. It's nothing compared. Now, what does that mean? What's the importance over here? We're going to get to that. But one thing it does mean that is that God creating the world, contraction, we have just a glimmer of him. But when you do a mitzvah, when you study Torah, you get the essence of God. The only thing is you don't experience it. We're going to go further with this. Wow, extremely powerful. Extremely powerful, folks. That's it for today. Rambam coming up immediately. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Feinkamp for Chabad Zurich and Kadesh in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. Have an amazing day. I see that it's Joe's birthday. Joe, happy birthday.